My name's Jacqueline Nyaoro. I work for a company, RICARDO. RICARDO is based in United Kingdom, and I'm the project lead. The project is called CODES, which means the County Decentralized Energy Systems. The reason why we have this project is the recognition that the energy usage is best come from where it's being used, meaning we're bringing the resource very closer to where the users are. And that's the concept around decentralization. The concept is to be able to empower the county to make informed energy decisions. The informed energy decisions is being made by the use of a toolkit. So we refer to this toolkit as a decision-making toolkit that will enable the county to be able to come up with policies that are informed, because through this toolkit they'll be able to collect all the information within the energy usage in their county, but also how much resource they have as a county to be able to generate electricity closer to the users. So the toolkit, it's primarily focusing on the electrification side, and it's really also considering aspects around cooking and also looking at the cross-sectoral sectors within the county, particularly health and water. And why health? Because in health, we've just come through a situation where we've got COVID and we need immunization. So something along the health is really ensuring that the energy is there to be able to keep these vaccinations and at a very cool temperature. That means that they can still be used for the necessary aspects. On water side, the water is really about using the natural resources which we have, which is the solar, to be able to generate, using that to pump the water pumps and being able to get water. The other aspect is about education, and education is quite important because what it means for the community of Migori County is that they've got the electricity and the light that they need for the students to study within when there's no daylight.
I'm proud to say in Migori County we have now a one-stop tool that we can be able to identify projects, not politically but scientifically, to be able to put money in energy. I must say that this is the only tool that can be able to go beyond political siting of projects. If it's boreholes to be solarized, if it's projects of solar or small hydro projects, then this tool will be able to identify.
We've been able to identify stakeholders like Sony Sugar, who have been selling their waste to Makueni County, and Makueni County have been able to come up with briquettes instead of use of charcoal. And you know, when you use charcoal, it means you're cutting down trees. That means deforestation, and that affects issues around climate change. So Migori County is in the process of finding ways of ensuring that we also first get a piece of the waste from Sony Sugar, so that we are able to influence the community, so that they are able to think in terms of, they need to align their thoughts in terms of using briquettes instead of firewood. And this is done in a very able manner because we have the end users who are represented by Maendeleo ya Wanawake. Now, in a case where a community needs funding, that is the point at which the banks now come in. For example, Equity Bank, KWFT, who are able to give loans so that these communities can be able to come up with products that will be able to help us in terms of minimizing pollution into the environment and minimizing on waste in terms of deforestation. Another issue that I'd like to mention is that we've been able to tap into areas of solar power because Migori has been identified as a strong potential in terms of use of solar energy from the toolkit. And if you move around communities within the 8 sub-counties, you'll realize that most of our water projects are powered by solar energy. So one, solar energy may be costly at inception, But if we look at the maintenance cost and day-to-day running within the communities, it is much cheaper than use of Kenya Power. So that is one area that we've worked very well. Another area is the area of indoor air pollution. We are working closely with the Ministry of Health through the County Public Health Office to ensure that our mothers, our daughters, our sisters run away from using of firewood and charcoal and embrace the element of briquettes, which are cheaper in terms of cost and also safer in terms of health, to help us in terms of eradicating upper respiratory tract infections and also making our forests more spread in a better manner based on the climate change targets that we have as a country.
Of course, the toolkit is promoting the use of decentralized energy systems. This is particularly the use of renewable energy systems. So what that means is where the county potentially has got a diesel generator, they'll be looking to change that using the solar, which is more renewable and more environmental friendly. What that means is that through the change from using a diesel generator into something that is solar, it means that the county is contributing to reduction of the greenhouse gases that produce the issues of climate change, the warming that brings about climate change. So in that sense, it's very powerful because it also helps the county to be able to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions where there is potential too.
In Kenya, we have been faced by very severe droughts, and these droughts are recurrent. Right now, in the eastern part of the country, we do not have any hope in terms of rainfall. And this has been repeated almost in 3 rainy seasons, that animals have died, people have died, there is no pasture, and this also gives birth to conflict over natural resources, because again, animals are also fighting for the same space that human beings are. Climate change is going to cost more than 3% of our GDP. We need to look at energy as the biggest enabler in terms of energy efficiency. How can we also avail clean cooking facilities to our people? How can we now start tuning our systems to renewable energy and look at it from a private sector perspective as an enabler, not an added cost in the industries?
So all these aspects really are being addressed through the use of the toolkit, which is a powerful decision-making tool that would really empower the Migori County as they move forward. And that's the reason why the UK government saw it necessary to be able to work through the UK Pact, which sponsored this project, to bridge the gap and come up with solutions that are very workable at the county level.